Welcome to the Work in Process podcast. Thank you so much for joining me again today on this episode. Thank you so much, guys. I'm so grateful to those of you that have been actively engaged with the podcast, liking, sharing, reviewing, always posting, and communicating with others the tips and the principles and ideas you are learning from these episodes. I'm also learning, I'm also growing, but anytime I see people endorse and support and encourage what I do by the grace of God, it makes me glad and it makes my heart full of joy, and that is why I would always keep saying thank you so much. So today I'm going to be talking about contentment, and if you have been following several episodes, you know we are talking about the relationship between peace and productivity, the relationship between peace and purpose. You can't separate those two things. If you are not peaceful, you can't be productive. If you are not peaceful, you can never ever accomplish purpose. And today, the reason why I'm talking about contentment is because we took the Hebrew word for peace, which is shalom, and then we broke it down so that we can understand that peace is not just being quiet and being calm. It has several other elements. And I feel that is so important because it will give us the exhaustive view of the word peace, so that we know that, okay, peace is not only when I'm lousy, peace is also when I'm comparing myself with somebody. Lack of peace is also when I'm not safe in a place. So peace means several things, and that's why we took the word shalom. So contentment, in a sense that you have to be satisfied with yourself and what you have. That's just the meaning of contentment. Is the state of being satisfied with yourself and what you have. And I believe this is an issue of comparison. So when you begin to compare your process and your journey with other people's own, it will lead to frustration, lack of satisfaction, envy, jealousy, unforgiveness. And the moment you harbor all these feelings and emotions, there's no way you can be peaceful. So you're already cutting short your energy by harboring all these emotions. A jealous person can never achieve purpose. An unforgiving person can never and will never fulfill purpose. So someone that is frustrated will lack focus and energy, so you can never fulfill purpose. And this is an issue of contentment, because you are always comparing yourself with someone that is doing well in this area. You are comparing yourself with someone that is already, this generation, comparison is like a disease. It's a disease. And the Bible made us to understand that they that compares themselves among themselves are not wise. So comparing yourself with a colleague or a friend, it's a symbol, or let me say it's a proof, it's a sign of foolishness. Yes, it's a sign of foolishness. And a lot of people tend to do that in this time and in this age. But come on, you're just being foolish. You can never be exactly like somebody. So we have to be contented with ourselves and with what we have. You have to be contented with the talent, the skills, the ability, and the gift that God has given you. So because it's only music that everybody is making, it doesn't mean you should go and look for a studio and record an album. Come on, I won't listen to your album. You will fail. You will fail in it. God has not called you to sing. Your own calling is to be in the ministry of helps. Help people, encourage people, and then you want to go and sing because everybody is making it and singing. You will be frustrated. So you will not be productive there. And that is why most people end up giving up so soon, because that was not even the area God wanted them to be in the initial stage. So the moment you start becoming frustrated, you are no more satisfied with what you are getting, there is no way you can be productive. You have to come out from that feeling of frustration by being contented with yourself and what you have, what God has given you. So you should be careful. Avoid this trap of comparing yourself with people. Avoid it. I know and I understand. To be honest, let's be sincere, because on this podcast, one thing we'll do is we'll be honest, we'll be open, and we'll be transparent. These things they are not new. They are not new, and it is easier said than done. It is easier said than done, but it's something that we must intentionally cultivate. I can't mention how many times I've mentioned intentional on this podcast, but that's just the basic, that's the foundational law for growth and development. We have to be intentional. We have to be intentional about our process. We have to be intentional about our purpose. So the feeling of comparison can want to rise up in your heart. Like, what exactly is this guy doing that I'm not doing? And why is my own life not progressing? once that feeling comes up, you suppress it by being intentional. Like, okay, I'm not going to feel this feeling. I'm going to celebrate and appreciate this guy for what he's doing, and then I'm going to work more on myself. So there's no new thing anyway. These are the same things we've been hearing over and over again. We just need to be intentional about putting them into practice. So avoid the trap of comparing yourself with another person. We all don't possess the same skills, the same talent, the same brain. No. If you are putting yourself in another person's shoe, you have already signed up for frustration, and you can never be productive in that region. So just do what you need to do for the period that you are. Look for your own abilities and your own potentials, then unlock them and practice all the tips and all the advices, let me put it like that, in your own field that will help you be successful in that field, and stop comparing yourself with another person in another field. So I hope I've been able to encourage somebody today. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, they that compares themselves among themselves are not wise. So I'd rather you be wise than to be foolish by comparing yourself with somebody else. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.